Hello beautiful bookworms, my name is Katarina and welcome to my channel. So first of all, a disclaimer, as you can see, I don't have a lot of voice right now. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I'm sick. I don't know if it's because the weather has been like 30 degrees and then 20 degrees. I don't know what's going on here in Portugal. I don't know if you're feeling the same thing in your countries, but I'm just really, it's really hard to talk right now, so I'm just gonna ask you to not mind my strange accent, and I just hope I can get through the end of the video without coughing or dying, and if I do, I am so very sorry for doing it, and I hope you look away from my ugly like coughing face. Jesus, even saying coughing is really hard, so yeah. But yeah, today's video is the mid-year book Freakout tag, and I have seen everyone and their mothers doing this tag. So I just thought I would do it because I've never done it. This is the first year I am on booktube, so this will be my first mid-year book Freakout tag, and I wasn't tagged by anyone. And although it's not the mid of the year because we're already in July, let's just pretend that I'm not late with this video, and that because July only began like a week ago, that I can actually pretend we are still in the middle of the year, because the year is going by so fast like you wouldn't believe. Also, I have to say that I haven't read a lot this year because I was taking my master's degree. I was preparing to do my thesis, which I'll be doing the next year. So reading was not really a priority. So I have little books that I have read and I will use them to answer this question. So yeah, you guys will like this tag. This tag will be amazing. Oh my god. So yeah, without further ado, to prevent me from dying in here, let's do the mid-year book Freakout tag. So, question number 1. Best book you've read so far? And I have to say for that, it's 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. Like, this is a surprise for me. My mom was telling me that this author was amazing. He is her favorite author still, and she loves him, that she should read all of his works. And I was like, Mom, don't bother me with that. I don't want to read that. I'm not still in that mood. I am not in that phase. I don't want to know. And then I decided to pick it up because I was like, please stop bothering me with it. Let's just see what it is. And I was so wrong. I should have picked this up so very soon. I should have read this as possibly as I could. Like, I don't know. I should have read this sooner. I love this book. I have an entire review for it, which I leave linked down below. And I loved it. This author is amazing, and I just love this book. This was my favorite book for this half of the year. I don't know if I'll have a better book for the next half of the year. I hope so, but this is going to be very easy to topple because this was amazing, and I do recommend that everyone that can and hasn't read it yet, because this is like a classic for magical realism, so a lot of people might have heard about it and read it, but if you haven't, pick this up because this is great, like amazing. Question number 2 is best sequel you've read so far, and for that is a sequel that I'm still reading because my reading is going great, and it's Days of Blood and Starlight by Laini Taylor. This is a sequel to A Daughter of Smoke and Bone, and Jesus Christ, this sequel is killing my heart. I'm currently at 306, as you can see. I think I'm pretty much past the middle of the book, and I am loving this. The sequel is so much more darker than the first book, and the first book, you can, although it is very beautiful and I love the writing style, you can literally see it is YA because, well, it has some YA stuff. But this one, this is so dark and it hurts so much. Like, I literally feel sad with reading this, feel like I want to cry while I'm reading this. So it provokes a lot of emotions in me. I am loving the sequel, and I can't wait to get to the third book and just be over with this and see if stuff ends well or not, because I have to know. And if you've read these books, please don't spoil me, but you will know what I'm talking about. Like, I have to know if things end well. So yeah. Question number 3, and I'm sorry for the pauses, but I really need to breathe. So yeah, question number 3 is new release you haven't read yet but want to, and that is Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. Like, I don't have the book here, I don't have the book anywhere, I haven't got it yet, but I hope that maybe for Christmas for myself I can get it. I don't know, I will try and see, because as I said, I have read Daughter of Smoke and Bone, Jesus, and I have read Days of Blood and Starlight, like I'm in the middle, and I want to read the last one, which I believe it's Days of Gods and Monsters, or Dreams of Gods and Monsters, maybe, I'm not sure, so scratch that. And I love Laini Taylor. Her writing is so magical and so amazing that I really want to read Stranger Dreamer. I have heard everyone saying good things about it, saying it's a bit weird at the beginning, but then you will love it, and the synopsis sounded right up my alley, so I really want to read it, and the cover for that book is really beautiful. Like, if you don't know, I will leave the link to the book depository, to the UK edition. Oh lord, you have to go check out that cover, because that cover is amazing. But moving on, because this is getting really hard. So, number 4 is the most anticipated release for second half of the year, and I don't really have one because I know for some booktubers what is coming out or what it's not, but I can't really remember one that it's not already on my wish list. I don't really know. I don't know, guys, so I don't have an answer for that. And number 5 is Biggest Disappointment, and I also don't have any answer for that. Thank God, all of the books that I read for this half year. Yeah, it's been half a year already, and I'm slowly comprehending that. This is creepy. So yeah, thank God I haven't had any disappointment with the books that I've read, and maybe that's because I've been a little bit more selective of the books that I'm reading and the books that I'm buying or asking for as a gift, because when I was younger, I would just say like, I want this book, I want this book, I want this book, I want every book, and I would read it, and I got some disappointments. I got some books that I don't have anymore because I didn't like it, they didn't resonate with me, but now I'm a little bit more selective, and I know that the books that I'm going to get will probably resonate with me, and I will love them, and I want to reread them and keep them as my collection. And if I don't, then I will just try and do giveaways and stuff like that, but I think that's why I haven't had any disappointment so far. So number 6 is Biggest Surprise, and for that is A Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. And I just have to say, this is the biggest surprise because I've heard everyone saying that Laini Taylor had such a magical writing, that she was so good, she was so great, and that her world was so vivid, her descriptions were so nice. And I was thinking like, this is a little bit overhyped, and I don't know if I'm going to like it. The premise sounded great, it sounded amazing, I loved the synopsis of the book, and I thought, well, I'm going to put it on my wish list. So my boyfriend gave me this for Christmas, even before I started BookTube, and I only now started reading it. I know, right? Yeah, it's cool. Let's forget that I said that. But yeah, I only now started reading this, and I absolutely adored it. It's not the fact that she describes everything perfectly, which she does, but it's also the story, the magic in her words. It is so freaking amazing that I can't even, I want to cry and to live with these characters forever. And it was such a big surprise because I was like, this is going to be another YA book that I'm going to like and that I'm going to reread, but that's not going to have a huge impact in my life. But I was very wrong. It's having an impact. It has some discussions that I really think about from time to time, and it's a little bit for nowadays because I don't want to spoil anyone, but this has to do with war, and I'm not going to tell you who against who because I want you to find out by yourselves, but this has something to do about war, and as you know, we have a lot of wars still, and that's something that worries me. And through here I could see some of the discussions that were really important, and the basic premise of this book is hope, and that's something that I always have and that I always try to have, even though sometimes it seems impossible. So this is a very important trilogy. I am only in the middle of the second, but I already know that I'm going to love the second and the third, so I do recommend this, and I will try to do a review of the 3 books when I finish, a non-spoiler one, so that you guys can go and read it. But it was genuinely a very, very big surprise for me to love this so much. Question number 7 is favorite new author or author you didn't know but it's not new, and that has to be Gabriel Garcia Marquez. Like, I am loving him. I read 100 Years of Solitude, as I said. I already read Love in Times of Cholera. I have a review for that. I forgot how to speak. I have a review for that, and I also link that down below if you want to watch. And I also want to read the rest of his books that my mom has here at home. She has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 5 more books by him. Some of them are short story collections and the others are his life work and etc, etc. And I want to read them because I want to know this author fully, and I want to be able to appreciate him because he is now one of the best authors that I know that I have read. Question number 8. Okay. Newest fictional crush, and I have to say for that my newest fictional crush is Akiva from the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy, and I just I'm sorry, I love him. He's just great. Like, I don't have words. I don't want to talk about it. If you have heard something about the trilogy, or if you've read the trilogy, you will know why he is my new fictional crush, but he still doesn't stand a chance against my predominant fictional crush. And I think I've spoke about him in one of my videos or more, but if you don't know who he is, it's Damon from the Black Jewels trilogy by Anne Bishop. That guy will always be my book boyfriend forever. But Akiva, I like Akiva, and sometimes I feel some tingling sensations when I'm reading about him. So yeah, let's leave it at that because this is not porn. So number 9, newest favorite character, and this is going to be very polarizing for someone that has read the book, but it's Claude Frollo from The Hunchback of Notre Dame. And I'm not saying favorite character in a way that, oh my god, I love how he's so fucked up. No, it's not that. It's like, he's one of the best ever written characters that I've ever read, especially in a classic. I think he's a lot of depth to him, and although that doesn't forgive the fact that he's the main villain and the things that he does that put the tragedies that occur in this book, because it's Victor Hugo, you guys know that's going to be tragedies, I'm not spoiling you. And he's the one that makes them happen, but he's also so in-depth described, and it doesn't, you can't make apologies for him, but he's just a so well-constructed character, and yeah, I just love him. I don't love him, but I love the way that the character was built. I love the way that he fitted so well in the narration, and I just love him. Like, I can't. I love him more than when I watched the Disney movie, because in that movie he was very, very creepy. Well, he is creepy in here too, but in that movie was very, very creepy and very, very evilish-like, and he had a creepy song, and yeah, I didn't like him back then. But in this book, the complexity of the character is so amazing, and for me that I aspire to be an author someday, being able to write a character like this is a dream. So yeah. And for number 10, it's Book That Made You Cry, and I'm not going to even put this down because it's The Hunchback of Notre Dame again. I was reading this book and I was feeling so hard the tragedies that every character went through. I was feeling so much the time when this was, and I was just, sometimes I had to put it down, breathe, and just say, dude, why are you doing this to me? Like, please stop, let someone be happy in this freaking book. And then I thought, of course you're not going to let someone be happy in this freaking book. But that's not the point of the book. The point of the book is misery. But why are you doing this to me? Like, I was really pissed off. I was like, why the fuck are you doing this to me? Like, why am I reading this? And then I would go back and I would love it. But it was so sad. I actually physically cried for like straight 10 minutes because of some stuff that wasn't here. And then I put myself together and I just proceed reading the book. So yay for that. And this video is just getting really long because I can't speak really fast, but Book That Made You Happy. And that is a manga series, and it's the Magi manga series. And I'm holding up the 3rd book because the first one is right there. And I don't have a ladder to climb to get him because I'm lazy as fuck and I don't want to go and get it. So this is the one that I'm currently reading. Like, I read the first page. I'm so sorry, but yeah, that counts as currently reading, so yeah. And I'm loving Magi because every time that I read one of the volumes, at least in one page, I'm going to giggle so loud, and that's not normal for me. Like, I'm a person that normally cries when a book is really hard on you, but I'm not a person that actually laughs out loud with books, only if I find something really, really funny and if I'm very involved in the story. So I'm really loving Maggie? What? But yeah, I'm in the third book already. I have until book 17 and I really like it, and I hope to continue during summer just reading in between other books, and I am really liking it. This is by Shinobu Hotaka and she does the art and the story, and it's really, really funny. So question number 12, it's favorite book to movie adaptation you saw this year, and I have to say a book to series adaptation because I haven't seen anything else, and that is 13 Reasons Why. I thought that I don't have the book here with me because someone lent me the book for me to read and I had to give it back, but I just love the TV show adaptation. I think it's very well developed. I got a lot of feelings that I got from the book, but I couldn't just put them out, and with this TV show I feel that those feelings were there, and I actually think that the core of the book was respected, and I really liked the way that the images and the characters and everyone was playing the story. I really, really loved it. I think it was great, and maybe it's not one of the best TV shows that I've ever seen, but it's great in what respects to the book. I think it's very well adapted. I really like it. I've heard some different opinions, but in general I think people liked it, so that's really good. Also, question number 13, favorite review you've written or video that you've filmed. And my favorite video filmed so far, it's actually my last video, and I'll leave the link down below if you want to go and watch it. And it's a discussion because of the new Death Note trailer for the movie adaptation by Netflix, and it's something that has been very polarizing for the internet and the manga and anime fans, and I decided that I should give my opinion. It is a video like I've never done before. I really expose my opinion to the world, and that's something I'm a little bit worried about because of haters and stuff like that, but I think it went pretty well, and I really love doing that I really love doing that discussion, because I think I had to think a lot about the anime that I've seen for a while, and I have to think a lot about the trailer, examine the trailer, and I really like to do that video. So I hope to do more videos like that. I really find it funny. So number 14 is the most beautiful book you've got so far. Oh, and that's a manga series, and it's The Girl from the Other Side. I only have book 1 and 2, and I think these were the only ones that came out for now. And look how beautiful these covers are. They're just so freaking beautiful, like you have no idea. The feeling, the nostalgia, the craziness of this cover is like, it's just so beautiful. Like I can't even. These were my favorites for now. I just love these covers. And number 15 is what books do you need to read by the end of the year? So by the end of the year, I need to read, and actually until October, because Anne Bishop, which is one of my favorite authors, will be here in Portugal, and I want to try and go see her, although she will be in Lisbon and I live in Porto, so but I am gonna try and see her, and so I want to have read all of her books. So I want to finish one of her series, which is the Ephemera series. It's a trilogy, and I've read 2 of her books. I only need to read 1 more, and then I want to finish the Pillars of the World trilogy. It's about Faye. If you love Faye, go and read it. And then I want to read her series, The Others. So I want to read all of that so that I can go and talk to her about that and have her sign my books. Also, I want to read the second Mistborn saga by Brandon Sanderson, which I have here. It's 3 books, and it's like companion novels to the Mistborn series. It's, I believe, 300 years in the future after the events in Mistborn, and I really have to read this because I want to read more Brandon Sanderson, but I refuse to continue without finishing the Mistborn world for real. And then I want to read The Lord of the Rings because I refuse to let 1 more year pass me by without reading the epitaph of fantasy, because I believe in myself as a lover of fantasy, and it's my favorite genre, so if I'm not reading Tolkien, something is wrong. And I want to read The Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, and The Silmarillion. And I know what you guys are thinking, like you're going to read The Silmarillion. But no, I am going to read The Silmarillion. So yeah, that's going to happen. And I also want to read Dracula by Bram Stoker, but that may be in October with the Halloween vibes and stuff like that. So not for now, but I really want to read it before the year ends because it's one of my favorite movies of all time. And I do believe that the book is really cool, and I have the book at home. It's an old copy from my mom, and I really want to read that book. So yeah, guys, I think that it's all, and I'm so sorry that I'm not very excited as usual, but my voice is killing me, and I've been talking so slowly and having to breathe, and this is already at 20 minutes and something, so I'm very sorry if you guys took this long with me. Thank you so much, and I hope you guys like this tag. I'm not tagging anyone because I don't know who did it or who did not do it. So if you want to do this tag, consider yourself tagged like I'm tagging you. Go and do this tag, and you can say we're tagged by me if you want. Like, just go and do it. But yeah, I hope you guys like this video. If you like it, leave a like or subscribe. If you have some comments to do about the books that I mentioned, leave them down below without spoilers for me and for other people. And yeah, happy readings to you all. Bye!